Good afternoon, everyone. Just setting up. Cool. Give me a quick shout when you're on. Let me know you're here. I know a lot of you are catching it afterwards, which is awesome. So I know a lot more people are catching it afterwards, which is really, really good. That's what it's there for. Having it saved on the Facebook page, which is amazing, means that you can catch up when you're not being climbed on by children, which most of us are most of the day at the moment. So always an advantage. So yeah, just give me a shout when you're on. I'm just going to give it a few minutes just to finish up with this. And obviously if you're jumping on, you've got any questions, drop those in now and then we can have a quick chat before we actually start the session. So yeah, just give me a shout. Hope you all had a nice weekend and can actually feel that this week is a 4-day week, which is quite nice. If any of you got partners who are working, or if you're working as well and you've got that 4-day week, we're going to use it nicely to chill out this weekend, definitely. Hey Jeanette, you okay? Hope you're doing the workout today. So, I've got a tiny bit of music on in the background, but you shouldn't be able to hear it. So if you've got music on at home, then I want you to put that on, get that on ready. Today, all you need, if you have it, is a resistant band. If you don't, doesn't matter, okay? So all you need today is something like this, or one of the rubber ones, or anything like that. Just grab one of those, or if you've got a pair of tights you want to use it, they can dig in a little bit, the tights. So if they're getting a bit annoying, then just take them off. It's not desperate that you have one. It's just a bit of an advantage, especially if you're coming down further along postnatally. So you're at that kind of 4 months, 5 months mark, and you want to be starting to pick it up a little bit. Then having a good resistant band will help that, help with stabilisation as well, and it will also help with working those muscles that a little bit more than what you would do without one. So I've got mine ready. Pick my green one today. You will be doing it very stiff from running. That's fine. This should help because we're going to be doing some activation stuff at the beginning. So it should help from running. And well done for doing your run. I saw that. That was really, really good. Jeanette, well done. But today we've got a mix of upper body and lower body for the exercises. So you should be absolutely fine. And then those lovely glute works. But we will stretch out at the end. So it's a good excuse to do some stretching at the end. So just give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. Can't believe the weather is so good again. So pleased. So pleased. Obviously, if you are watching this back later, just skip through this bit. It's not very interesting. So I'll just get myself a drink and then we'll get going. Okay, so as always, we're going to start with our warm-up, and this time which we're going to try and include every now and again, especially when we're doing quite a lot of lower leg work or glute work, is we're going to be doing our glute activation as well. But first off, we're going to do our normal warm-up. So I want you to get your music on in your house, and then we're going to start marching on the spot. So off we go, let's get marching. Let's get marching. Nice, just gentle marching. We're only warming up at this stage, so don't worry, just nice gentle marching. Getting yourself all ready. Obviously, if you are past that 6-month mark, because I know quite a lot of people are logging into both sessions, that's what I've been told by quite a few, then you can add things to this. So we're doing squats. So if you are past that point of what this class is designed for, and you wanted to add weights to the squats, please do. If you wanted to move out of the box press up that we're going to be doing into either the half or going into light squats, or into a full, if you feel that you are at that point and you know what you're doing with them, then please do. March in high knees, pick it up a little bit. And the same with the shoulder taps. You can then go into, instead of a box, go into a half plank. So it is completely up to you if you are past that 6-month mark and you feel, and you've got tips from the other session and you feel that you're ready to add a little bit more, then do. But if you are under that 6-month mark, especially in those early days, then I want you to just do what we're doing in these sessions. Hi Jess, you okay? That kind of applies to you really, doesn't it? Okay, lunges then for me. So step back and just lower yourself down, just gently and back up. Breathing in and out, in and out. Okay? One more, and then swap sides. That's it. Slowing down, coming back up. Making sure you're looking forwards, unlike I was then. Keeping that core engaged. Lovely. Okay, wrist rotations. One direction, and then the other direction. So if you're joining us, the only thing you need today, if you have it, is a resistance band. If you don't worry about it, okay? So we're now going to do a little bit of glute activation. So we're going to go down onto the floor, and we do these exercises all the time in these sessions, but we're just going to use them for activation, which just means a lot less reps and a lot lighter. So into an all-fours position, into a box position, and we're going to lift our leg outwards. So we're going to lift this leg outwards to the side, just activate. We're just going to do 5 of those. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back down, and then go to the other side, and then exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just waking those glutes up today, okay? Just waking them up. Make sure you're nice and central, we're not rocking over, and then just some standard donkey kicks, okay? Just go as high as is comfortable for you. I don't want you flying those legs up if it's not comfortable. If there is comfortable for you, absolutely fine. So off we go, 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just waking those glutes up this afternoon, and the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely, okay, and then come up onto your feet, bring your knees together and come up nice and gently. Use the side if you need to. And then we are going to do, we don't need any bands for this, so again, just warming up. We're going to go down into a crab walk. So, put these in the way. We're going to just stay down and we're going to just step across. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to do 10 light squats. If you've got a chair nearby, you can put your bum down to the chair and back up. It's literally getting out of the chair and coming back up. Just those nice activations. So off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's all we're doing for those glute activations. It's like, well, we do those in sessions. We do those exercises a bit more intensely in the sessions. But for that activation, we want those glutes waking up, like I talked about last week. Why we want them waking up? They're such a strong muscle in the body and such a strong stabiliser. We want to be using them, and that's why you need to do it when you're going out for a walk, especially if you're carrying your baby. Everything we talked about last week. So if you missed that one, jump onto that session from last week and do all the exercises, and at the end we talk about glute activation and why it's so important in day-to-day life, especially with all the walks we're doing at the minute and stuff like that. Okay, so the first exercise we're doing, if you've got a resistance band, put it on above your knee. And we're going to get going in 3, I haven't got my band on, 2, these are very long, 3, 2, 1s. So get your band on, above your knees. We're going to do some nice wide squats. Now, if you find that your hips, so if you are under that 3-month mark, if you are under that 4-month mark and your hips still aren't quite right, aren't quite feeling how you're expecting them to feel, then don't go as wide, okay? If you find that you're going to this point with your toes out and you go down, you're like, oh no, my hips, they don't feel stable, that doesn't feel comfortable. Bring those feet back together, okay? There's no competition here at all, but what I do want is your toes slightly pointing out to make sure that those knees don't collapse in, okay? So we're going to go down and back up, down, getting those arms involved. And if you can go wider, please go wider, but only if there's that pressure on that pelvic area or the actual bones. So we go down and back up. Nice strong squats. We're going to go as low as is comfortable. And when I'm talking about comfort, I'm talking about any pelvic discomfort rather than muscular, okay, and knees and that type of thing rather than actual muscular work, because we want the muscles to work, don't we? So that's our first exercise. Then our next exercise, I'm going to show you them today, just to give you an insight into it. Don't worry about the band, you can take that off or leave it on. We're going to go into a box press. So that 4-point contact, we breathe in, we leave our bum up, and we breathe in as we go down. And then we're going to go back into the child's pose. Then come up and down. And forward, so hopefully you can see me a bit better. And then when we come out of it, we're going to go down into the child's pose and come back up. It just gives those arms that rest, okay? And a nice movement for our backs. So they're the first two. Then we're going to do marching on the spot. So nice high knees. Nice high knees. It's comfortable for you as always. You'll hear me say this, that's so much more in this session and in the 6 months plus session. And then we're going to go on to shoulder taps. So again, lots of up and down today. So on those knees together as you're moving up and down. We're going to go into a box position, but if you know how to go into a half plank position for this, please do. So the box position, breathe in and then out. 2 taps, 1 out breath. Okay? So obviously I will demo those again at the beginning of each one, but that's the 4 exercises that we're going to do 3 times. Cool. Get those bands on then, if you haven't already, while you've been listening to me rattle on. Let's go. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Okay? Your pace, your workout. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Down, breathing in as we go down, out as we come up. Okay, and we're talking about that at the end quite a lot. So we're going to go into why we do certain things in postnatal exercise compared to you wouldn't really do them in normal exercise classes. So nice insight into that at the end. Okay, keep going, we're well over halfway. Make sure those knees aren't coming in, shoulders are back, nice and steady. Well done. Should be feeling it now. Just feeling that movement. 3, 2, and 1. Stop there. Okay, bands off. It's a lot easier this one with bands off. Down onto the floor. 4 points. Or 4, so you've got both hands, both knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to go into a press. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Out. As you breathe out, sit back. And then come up. Down. And we go back. And this way, as you're coming back up, you'll be lifting your pelvic floor as well, okay? Don't forget that all important breathing. So you're breathing in at this point. And out. In. And out. Five seconds. So even if you're doing the half plank press up, you can still do this move. Good, okay, come out of it. If you're doing the full press up, then it's slightly different, okay? Right, onto the marching high knees. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Get those knees up for me, get those knees up. That's it. Nice high knees. I haven't got my shoes on today, so you can't go quite as high. That's it. Nice high marching knees again. Listen to your body, listen to that pelvis, listen to the whole pelvic area as to what you're doing. 20 seconds to go on this one. And as always, it's starting to get nice and warm in my kitchen. 12 seconds. That's it. That's it. Pick it up a little bit if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, last one of this set, then a nice rest. Down on the floor again. Okay, we're doing shoulder taps. So, the 6 weeks to 6 month version is breathing in and then out. Drawing that belly button to spine as you do it. If you feel that that's not enough, you want to go into half plank and you feel that your core can take it. Okay, there's no doming, there's no additional pressure, but your core is controlled. Please go into this position, okay? But just do it with caution. So, when we're ready, 3, 2, 1, Off we go. Nice shoulder taps. Breathe in and out. Tap, tap. As you're breathing out, draw that core in. Tap, tap. Make sure that belly button's coming to spine, okay? Just really, really strong. That's it. Keep going. 15 seconds on this one. You get a nice rest. Keep going. 2 taps every out breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, 40 seconds rest. That's 1 round done. Get some water on board as always. I'm just going to grab mine. And then we're going to get going again. So I hope you found that okay. It's quite a nice one. You can do it at your pace. You can increase it, reduce it. You don't have to follow my pace. So we've got 20 seconds to go. And as always, any questions, chuck them in at the bottom. I'll try and do them in the rest. Otherwise, at the end. And even if you're watching on catch-up, which you know the majority of you do, then still do the same, okay? Right, bands on. Obviously, if you don't have one, don't worry. We're going to go for it this time, okay? Into those squats. Breathe in, out, in, out. Toes out for me. That's it. Brilliant. Just keep it pushing. Get those arms involved. You want those arms working, okay? They're only really being used in that press up today. And depending on which one you're doing, depends on how hard they're working. So 15 more seconds on this. Nice and low. Try and get a bit lower if you can. But don't push it. Say that a lot in this session. You want those endorphins, you want that workout, but you don't want injuries. Bands up. Down into box position. That nice press. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see me a little bit better this time. And we're going to press down and then move back into child's pose as close as you can get, okay? You'll see me need our legs a bit wider. And off we go. Stretching those arms out as we do it. Breathing out as you come back up. In and then out. Lovely. Well done, everyone. Just keep it moving. 10 more seconds. It's a really nice version, this. Especially when you're getting back into exercise. Lovely. Okay, come on, back up. We're doing our little bit of cardio that we're throwing in now, so I want that march on the spot. Completely up to you, the level you do with this one, okay? So we've got 10 seconds, we're going to go. Now if you are at the point where you feel that everything is feeling much better and you want to pick it up, that is up to you. Off we go. But if you're feeling that this is enough right now, awesome. You're moving, that's brilliant. So I'm going to put it in the middle, marching high knees. My knees aren't getting very high today at all. So they should really be coming right up here. So if you feel that you can do that, please do. So again, listen to that body, listen to that pelvis. Okay, 12 seconds. Pick up the pace if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I always speed up near the end. Okay, brilliant. We're now going into shoulder taps. Down into that box position. If you feel like you are strong enough, if you're at the other end rather than the 6 weeks, you're close to that 6 months, and you feel like you can go into this position nice and straight, and that core's engaged, you can do it without rocking over too much, please do. Off we go. Out breath as you do 2 taps. Drawing that core in. Belly button to spine, really strong draw in as you pull those arms up. Well done. 10 seconds, then we have a nice rest again, already. That's it. Concentrate on that breathing. We'll do one more. Lovely. Okay, 40 seconds rest. Another drink, and then we're going to get straight onto it, okay? Straight onto those squats first of all, then into the box press with the child's pose movement, resting those arms, then into the marching high knees, then back down for those shoulder taps. And then we'll get onto some quick glutes, and then get some pelvic floor and stretches, and then a nice chat at the end. Okay, bands on if you've got them. Increase the reps in this one. Off we go. Toes facing out, down. Breathe in and out. In and out. Your pace, whatever depth that feels right for you. Place those feet in the place for you, okay? 20 seconds. That's it. I'm going to be feeling this one in a good way. Controlled. Excellent. 8. All the way, all the way. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bands off. Down onto the floor. Now if you are feeling that you want to do a half press like this, have your knees apart, press, and then still go back into that child's pose, okay? And then bring it back up. Okay, off we go. Down, back up, onto those heels. That's it. Now breathe in and out. In and out. Good, well done everyone. Still getting everything working with this one. You can get a lot lower with this one. Keep that bum up, get that nose down to that mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, up onto your feet, marching. Marching, walking, high knees, whichever one's right for you. 10 seconds. Okay. And 5. We're going to get going. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Make this one count, okay? It's your last bit of cardio. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. Shoulders back, core engaged, nice deep breaths. Getting those knees up as high as is comfortable for you. Down here, fine. Up here, as long as you're feeling right, as long as it feels right for you, then do it. And 15 seconds. That's it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop there. Okay, down onto the floor. Shoulder taps, that core engagement is what I need now. So if you do want to try and go into that half plank with the shoulder taps, please do, but please ensure that core is engaged properly for me. Okay, off we go. Breathe out. In. Out. In. That's it, just keep going with that pattern, drawing that core in, okay? Really drawing that core as you're doing your shoulder taps. This is the easiest version of shoulder taps. There are many variations of this one. Some we do in postnatal, some we really don't. Less than 10 seconds. Last one. Lovely. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Brilliant. Okay, get another quick drink and then we're going to go on to the 2 glute exercises that we're doing today. So again, if you've got a band, use it. If you haven't, doesn't matter. If you've got any homemade ones, be that tights or leggings, any piece of lycra, then use them. I know that a few people have said, or they dig in or they roll or anything like that. So just if they are annoying you too much, then just take them off, okay? It's not worth not doing the exercise. It's better just take them off and just get the exercise done. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is a squat walk. Now, if you've got the band, brilliant. If you haven't, still works as well. So what we're going to do, how far can I go? I can get to there. So we're going to go squat, and we're going to step, 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 come up. Okay, so about 3, depending on how much room you have. I'm going to be doing 3 steps, and then I'm going to be coming out of it, and then back down. And we step, step, come back up. So that was only 2. Absolutely fine. We'll stick with 2. Okay, so we're going to do that for 1 minute. We're going to go 2 one way, 2 the other way, and then coming back up when you get to the edge. All right. So let's get on to there. So in 3, 2, 1, get yourselves in position. Off we go. Stay down low. 1, 2. Bring it back up. Get those arms involved. 1, 2. Arms involved. Breathing out. Breathe in. 1, 2. 1, 2. Make sure you're breathing out as you're coming up, okay? And just keep repeating. Make sure those shoulders aren't falling forwards too much and that we're still keeping our back engaged, our core engaged, our back nice and straight. That's it. Just keep repeating that at your pace. Well done. That's it. Definitely adds a little bit to it coming out of it. It relieves the pressure, but it also adds that movement and that working that glute that little bit more as a whole glute rather than individual areas. Brilliant. Okay, we're down on the mats now. So, if you want to lift your toes up for this, if you're finding that as you go up, you're nice and controlled, nice and stable, then the next level is to lift your toes up. But if you don't, feet nice and flat, okay? We're going to go up into a hip raise, nice and steady. So hands in this position, nice and relaxed. Up we go, 2, 3. Engage that pelvic floor and that core, squeeze those glutes and come back down. Breathe in and out. Other way, ignore me. Take a nice deep breath in and then out. And in and out and in. So in on the way down, out on the way up. If you don't feel comfortable having your hands like this, have them by your side, have them on your pelvis, holding the mat if you want to, but it's better to have them flat if you can. That's it. Just keeping that nice, slow, steady pace. We've only got 10 seconds left, that went quick. And back down. 1 more. Holding it there, squeezing those glutes. And back down. Lovely, well done. Okay, bands off. So quite a gentle one today, but nice all the same. We're going to be doing some nice stretching now. What time are we on? 12:30, lovely. So I want those knees open, as far as they're going, as far as it's comfortable. Again, same thing, broken record, but it's really important, especially when you're following lives. There's a lot of lives out there at the moment that are just, here's the exercise, do it, without any explanation. And being postnatal, it's really important to properly listen to your body more than ever, because it is still constantly changing. It constantly changes all through your pregnancy, and it's constantly changing all through your postnatal early period and beyond. Doesn't stop. Okay, so walk yourself forwards, keeping those heels down, those glutes down on your heels, resting yourself forwards, and just relax into it. Nice deep breaths. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do a nice chest opener now. So walk yourself back up, bring those knees in a little bit, and we're going to put one hand in front. We're going to open up our chest, so reach up, look up, and then thread this hand here underneath the other one and lower yourself down. You should feel that on your back, which is a lovely stretch. and then come back up and swap sides. So open up, reaching all the way up, looking up to the ceiling, looking up to that hand, and then threading it all the way through and bringing yourself down. Lovely. And then bring yourself back to neutral, and then we're going to come up, bring our knees together, sit down on our bums, and then open up those hips, okay? So feet together, get those abductors, drop those knees as much as you can, just bringing those feet together. If you need to make sure that you're balanced, just wiggle on that bum for a second, make sure you're on both sides of your sit bone, you're sitting nice and equal on your sit bone, and looking forwards, not leaning over too much, okay? And now we're going to bring one foot forwards, reach down, and if you are struggling, what I don't want you doing is kind of really arching that back over. So put a resistance band or a tea towel, anything you have, over that foot and pull it back towards you, but keeping that chest open and shoulders back. Nice stretch. Okay, so we're going to be doing some standing pelvic floor today. We have done them before, but we're just going to repeat them to cement those ones in our minds so we know what we're doing with our pelvic floor a little bit more. And swap legs. I'm going to be using this today. Still such a lovely, nice stretch. Even though I can get there quite comfortably, using this is still a nice stretch. Okay, both feet together, reaching down if you can, or getting that band or that tea towel, hooking it over and pulling back. Haven't stretched for a few days and this feels very nice today. Good. Okay, we're going to do one more on our low leg, so I want you to put one leg over. And I want you to loop this hand round. Now what I don't want you to do, so normally, kind of if you're hand of baby, then your hand would be right at the back of your spine, you'd be twisting right over. So today I just want your hand at the side, like that. We're just going to hold that. Still a really nice stretch down here. Holding it there. And then swap over. If you feel you're not getting much, bring your hand just a little bit further round, bit by bit, until eventually we go round to that side, round to the normal position of hand right against your bum. Lovely. Okay, let's do some arm stretching. Hands together, link them together, push forwards, opening up those shoulder blades, really stretching it forwards. And then we're going to go from there straight up and go over to the side, hold it there, well done, back to the middle and over to the other side. Oh, a good stretch at the end is always worth it, isn't it? Always worth it. Okay, hands together behind your back, clasp, squeeze those shoulder blades together, really push that chest out, look up if you can. Just squeeze, really trying to make those shoulder blades come together. Good. And release, roll those shoulders back, roll them forwards, and we're done with our stretching. So I want you to come up nice and slowly, knees together. So in that early stage of postnatal, it's still really important to be treating your pelvis like you're still pregnant, because it takes a lot longer for it to come back together, which is why I'm always saying knees together in this session like I would in any pregnancy session. So knees together, nice and gently at your pace. Come on up. And we're going to do some nice ski sits first of all, and then we're going to do some holding squats with our pelvic floor. Okay? So hopefully the light's okay in here. It comes from the side rather than above in this room, so hopefully it is still okay. So the first one we're doing, we have done before on these Babi Active sessions, and it's a ski sit. So it's your arms above your head as you push your bum back. So we take soft knees, okay? Really important in any session that we do, we have soft knees. Then we are going to lift our arms up. We're going to take a nice deep breath and lower our bum down. So breathe in, push that bum back, holding it there, and then we're going to lift our pelvic floor and then breathe out as you come up. Okay, I'll talk about this in the chat afterwards, but I want you to imagine that you're picking something up quite small, like a blueberry, or I know someone uses the analogy of a diamond, which is obviously a bit nicer than a blueberry, with your bottom and then your vagina muscles, okay? So you engage, and then you breathe out and come up. Okay, so we're going to try that one again. Nice deep breath in, and then pick up, breathe out. Okay, so different analogy, always trying to get those different visualizations to you to try and get you working your pelvic floor in the correct way. So we're doing quite quick ones, so we're going to do some more. Breathe in, holding it there, and I want to pick up, breathe out. Good, keeping those toes flat as well, try not to lift those toes if you can. We're going to go again. Nice deep breath in, arms up, bum down. Okay, and pick up, breathe out. So it's like a lift and a squeeze, well, a squeeze and a lift, okay? And again, breathe in, pick up, breathe out. Do one more of those. So I want you to lower down, breathe in, pick up, and breathe out. Lovely, well done. Okay, we're now going to do a holding squat. So we're going to hold the pelvic floor contraction for longer this time. So we've just done quite quick ones. We're only doing a few, as I always say, this is just a snapshot into the main pelvic floor exercises that we would do. So I want you to go down into a holding squat. So we go into this position. Again, same, we don't need to make sure our toes aren't going over our knees aren't going over our toes. And we are just in a nice comfortable position with our core nice and relaxed, but obviously stabilising us. We take a nice deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, engage that pelvic floor, that pick up again, and hold it there and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out of the squat. And we'll go again. And engage, lift and squeeze, holding it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out. And we'll go again. Breathe in, engage pelvic floor, and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And come up. And we'll do 2 more of those, okay? So nice deep breath in, engage, and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Lovely, well done. Last one, breathe in. Do the pick up, engage, hold it there. 5, breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you come up, make sure you really release that pelvic floor. So normally I would say release, release, release. Okay, making sure that pelvic floor is completely relaxed. We don't want to be walking around with an engaged pelvic floor because that can lead on to lots of other issues. So ensure that you have properly released that pelvic floor. And especially, that's a key thing to do when you go to the toilet as well, is really relax and let that pelvic floor go. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to get a nice drink, sit down, do whatever you need to for your baby, anything like that, and then we're just going to have a quick chat, 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes or so, about why we do certain exercises in these sessions. Okay, so I've got mine. We don't need that. Okay. So we're just have a quick chat about this. And if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? So there are many reasons why we do the exercises we do in postnatal classes. A lot of them are to get you used to your postnatal body afterwards. It is to help with recovery. It is to get you strong again. It is to ensure that you are building your strength slowly and in the right way, rather than going, okay, I've had my 6-week check, I am off to the GP, I've been to the GP, I am off to my old HIIT class and everything's fine because GP said I could exercise again. It's not as simple as that, and I think if that is the pace people go, they'd find that out later on because their body can't adjust to their postnatal body and your mind wanting what you had before. So it's that combination of trying to get both elements linking together. And that doesn't mean you're never going to go back to your HIIT class, because the whole reason of postnatal exercise is to bring you back so that you can go back to those things postnatally, and that you can enjoy the things that you loved beforehand. And it's making sure that you are equipped with the knowledge and equipped with the skills and the strength to be able to go and do that. So that's kind of the quick blurb at the beginning. But it all begins with breath. So you hear me constantly. The reason why I always say to breathe out on the effort is so that you're using what's called an active breath. And that is an active breath when you're coming out of a exercise. Squat is a clear one to explain. It helps activate your pelvic floor. So when you're breathing out and you're coming up, your pelvic floor will naturally engage, and it will naturally want to get involved, basically, to help you and to help hammock all those internal organs, excuse me, and to keep things the way they need to be, keep things strong. So even better than just breathing is actually activating your pelvic floor while you do it. So the exercises that we do at the end are specifically for pelvic floor, and that's what we do. We only concentrate on that. We don't concentrate on the fact that we are actually doing a squat and coming out of it, because you've done your squats in the session, so you know what that's about. But you're still doing a squat when you're doing those pelvic floor exercises. And it's about, I said it then before, about that squeezing, that lifting, that picking something up with your bottom and picking something up with your vagina, and making sure that those muscles are activating, they're lifting up. And your pelvic floor, we talk about it sometimes about that it can be split into 3 areas of focus. So you focus on your anus, you focus on your vagina muscles, and you focus on your urethra, and you make sure that you are engaging those 3 areas to activate your full pelvic floor. So sometimes we do individual exercises for each area, and other times we do full exercises for the whole pelvic floor. But the same concept goes for each area, that you are breathing out when you are doing the exercise, and then when you are actually doing an exercise, a lunge, a squat, anything at all, we were doing the breathing out when doing the shoulder taps, that your pelvic floor reacts and that you are using it. While pregnant, it has so much pressure on it, and be it if you had a vagina birth or a C-section, it doesn't matter. Your pelvic floor still needs to be worked, and it still needs to be exercised like any other muscle. It still needs to be strengthened like any other muscle, whatever birth you had, because you had that baby every single day pressing down onto your pelvic floor, and every day the baby got heavier and the pelvic floor adjusted, and then all of a sudden the baby's not there. Be it that it came through here or it came through here, the baby's not there, the baby's in your arms, and so you're needing to get that pelvic floor to react again without the pressure that it had throughout the whole of pregnancy. So I'll just do a quick demo. We've done it quite a lot, but with the squat. So all I'm talking about, which is what I do in the sessions all the time, so you're probably really sick of me saying this. We go down in the squat, we breathe in, and then engage pelvic floor, and breathe out. So a normal squat. Okay? Try that now. See how you feel. See if you can feel the difference of actually thinking about your pelvic floor and lifting it while we do the exercise. So it's a really good one to try and take into next week's sessions if you can. We begin, so another point is that a lot of the exercises we do are bilateral. So apart from those, right at the edge of the screen, apart from the activations that we do at the beginning, which is quite hard to activate the glutes, it's quite hard to only do the 2 exercises that we do. So the side stepping and the squats are bilateral, so you can do those and you're not using one side or the other. The donkey kicks, we are just using one side, But when we are doing exercise within the session, especially in the 6 weeks to 6 months, we will progress onto single-sided stuff, but we do things that are just our arms or just our legs. We don't do kind of one-sided exercises all that often, because that puts a lot of pressure onto your pelvis and onto joints, and so we want to make sure that they're building up nicely first. Okay, so that's the main point with that. We don't want to be using putting stress on our ligaments. They've been stretched a lot, haven't they? And they any single leg work increases the range of movement, and if you've got ligaments that have been overstretched, or you've still got the relaxin in your system, which we talk about quite a lot, then doing anything single leg increases the range of movement than what you would do with 2 legs. So that's why we try and stick as much as possible with bilateral movements. And I know that's not completely feasible. We do lunges, we do still do things like that, but in those early days, doing bilateral stuff is really important. We focus on areas like, our main focus is the back of the body. So it's your posterior chain, and within pregnancy, so things like we do squats and glute bridges and lunges and rows and those types of things, to make sure that we are working on that posterior chain and that we are re-strengthening it, because in pregnancy our centre of gravity shifts, so it moves forwards for obvious reasons. It shifts forwards while we're pregnant, and the bump grows, so it gradually shifts forwards. And as I always say, gradually shifts forwards over 9 months, but then all of a sudden you give birth, and so your centre of gravity has to shift backwards very, very quickly. But those muscles aren't ready for it. They're like, hang on a minute, I'm not ready for this sudden shift. We've been moving forwards for 9 months very gradually. And therefore it can get a bit weak, and the posterior chain can get a bit weak and lazy. And you feel that after having a baby. You feel that it's quite hard to... I always remember being quite lazy and not bending my knees to pick the shampoo up in the shower when I must have been about 8 weeks postnatal, something like that, and my back went, and I was like, oh my god, what have I done? And it was down to the fact that my glutes weren't strong, and that I didn't feel comfortable bending down, bending down properly, squatting down, and so that was a big warning sign for me to get myself sorted. And that's why we always focus on glutes in these sessions, because I want you to build that posterior chain as much as possible. And it's about the function of those muscles and the day-to-day use of them, rather than anything else. It is to make sure that they are working properly and building that posterior chain back up. And then a lot of questions I get is, when can I add weights? When can I start doing my weights again? When can I start doing that? And it's nothing to be feared. I think a lot of people postnatal are like, okay, I'm going to take it very easy and gently, which is the right thing to do. But if you were fit and strong throughout pregnancy and you were using weights, it's important to come back to that. And you need to be sensible. So you're not going to suddenly jump and pick up a set of 4Ks and everything be okay. You're going to build up gradually, aren't you? And you're going to introduce them. And especially if you're a second-time mum, you are more than likely picking another child up that weighs way more than 1 4K. Trust me, toddlers are heavy. So you are probably already lifting those types of things and doing that in your day-to-day, which is why we would build your strength up bit by bit to make sure that you're doing that properly and teach you the right techniques to be able to lift your baby in and out of the buggy, or lift your baby here, or out the car, lifting the car seat. That is always the one like this, over to the side, rather than holding it in front. So you want to be introducing, but body weight is an amazing tool, and it is enough, definitely. And I think while we're in these times as well at home, there's no need to have to buy weights, because you can do so much with your body weight, and you can do so much at this 6 week to 6 month stage with your body weight and light weights, i.e. milk bottles or milk bottles with stones in to make them a bit heavier. like those types of things, and adapting it and making sure that you are being sensible with the weights. I encourage people to use weights but sensibly, and that is when we are in a training environment and it is the right level, rather than that I'm 6 weeks and my GP said I can exercise again, hand over the 4Ks. No, let's do it gently and make sure that everything else is aligned properly first, and that the function of your movements are there, and the everything is moving in alignment, rather than adding the weight and then you get to 6 months and all of a sudden you've got painful knees, all of a sudden your hips are hurting, and that's because too much pressure and too much weight and too much force is being put onto something, onto your hips and your knees, when they are still adjusting and still coming back, they're relaxing. It takes 6 months to leave your system post-birth, 6 months after finishing breastfeeding. It gradually reduces, but to be completely gone, it takes that time. So you need to give your body that time and be sensible, because otherwise your body will tell you off, is the bottom line. You need to, if you, whatever weights you end up using, if you're 5 months postnatal and you're like, right, I'm ready now, and you can get that quite a lot, that you can feel frustrated, but nailing everything else first and getting that technique right before you add the weights means that you'll be doing your body justice, and you'll be working your body better, rather than having bad technique and adding weights because that's just what you feel like you should do. You need to get the technique right. Your body's changed a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But you need to make sure that you're working with your body in the way it is now, rather than what it was before you got pregnant and you may have been using weights at that point. Always make sure that you can do at least 10 to 12 reps comfortably with the right form, the right technique, and that you aren't, even that 11, 12 one, that you're not those knees aren't coming together or anything like that. You need to make sure that it is correct form and technique at all times, whenever you're even lifting 2Ks, even bringing in 2Ks. We don't in the other classes that I teach, we use resistant bands more than anything, but then when it's time to start moving forwards, we then start introducing the weights. So yeah, really, really important on those weights ones. Don't be scared of them, but be sensible. And I think in this current environment, being sensible outweighs anything when it comes to exercise in this current environment, because you are doing it on your own. You haven't got anyone checking your technique. You haven't got anyone saying, oh, hang on a minute, you're just not quite aligned, or let's drop those weights for a bit, let's get the alignment right, let's bring all of this back to basics first of all before we add those weights. You think, well, I feel okay and I feel achy afterwards. But if you put a mirror, you have the phone and you have a mirror and you watch exactly what you're doing as well, you'll pick up on that. So just make sure that you're being sensible, I think is the short answer to that one. So yeah, that's about all I've got to say on why we do certain things and how we do it. And so there's a lot of information in that one. I normally don't talk as much in these. Next week will be shorter. But yeah, if you are 6 months plus and you want to jump onto the Wednesday one, then please do. And I know Natasha is doing her Pilates. So for you guys who are 6 weeks, 6 months, then she is on tomorrow at 10. And then I'm back on Wednesday. And then I think she'll be on Friday, even though it's bank holiday. But yeah, keep an eye out on the Babi Active page, and that will definitely tell you exactly what's going on all the time. Okay, so have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you all next week. Take care, everyone. Any questions, just drop them in. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.